Hello guys, it's Winfred and today we are going to be making chocolate chip cookies. These ones will be very easy to make, and what we'll need is the cake mixer or whatever it is you use to make your cake, a spatula to help scoop out all the dough or flour that could be stuck on the walls of our container. We'll need a scooping spoon that will help us measure our cookies, and then we'll need a bowl that is clean for us to be able to knead our cookies, some baking soda and some salt. We'll need some white sugar, some flour, 2 eggs and some brown sugar. Now, you don't have to use all the ingredients I'm going to use. I will be using double the amount of every ingredient that you should be using, because I'm making for more. But if you're making for few, then you just stick to what the menu will what the ingredients are at the bottom of the video. Let's start baking. We are going to first of all put our butter. Now, I don't know how many servings you've got, but my butter will be, if you're making for very few, like you need 1 tray round, is about 115 grams. Mine is a bit more because I'm doubling my ingredients. So when you're done putting the butter, you put the white sugar and brown sugar. So I'm putting my brown sugar in the bowl, and then the white sugar, and then I'll beat these until fluffy. Now I'm beating these first at a low speed, and then I'll do them again at a higher speed, so that after my sugar and butter have mixed, I don't have to worry about the splashes. Now this is what I'm doing right now. Now it's still not yet fluffy enough, and I'm looking for that fluffy texture. So I will scrape the walls and continue beating until that desired fluffiness. Now my butter is fluffy enough. Time for me to add my eggs. Remember, I'm using 2 eggs because I doubled my ingredients. If you're using one, if you want just a few cookies, you can use 1 egg. Now I'm using 2 because I doubled my ingredients because my servings are more. And I'm going to beat it until it's well combined. So guys, if you're making, beat until they are well combined. Not at high speed, but just at a low speed. Now mine is well combined, as you can see. Time for me to work with the dry ingredients. Now remember, we said I doubled my ingredients. If you're making for just a few people, you would need maybe 1.5 cup of flour, or let's say 190 grams. Now because I doubled mine, these are 3 cups. Now I'm going to add to my flour the salt. It is 1 teaspoon. And then I'll add my vanilla powder. I'm not going to use the extract or essence. So whatever it is that you have, you can add it here. But if it's the vanilla extract, you can blend it when you finish putting the egg. But because mine is in a powder form, I'll mix all the powders together. Now this is also soda bicarbonate. I'll mix these. Remember, it's salt, it's soda bicarbonate, and the vanilla powder. Now, after you see your dry ingredients are mixed well, time to introduce them to the mixture that we already have. But when you're starting, you put just a half, and then you put the other half later, and mix until well combined. So now I'm adding the flour, half of it, introducing it to my butter. If you don't have butter, you can use margarine. It can still give you the cookies that you want. Now I'm going to mix half of that, and then I'll introduce the other half later. When you're starting, you start at a slow pace so that they don't splash all over the place. Now, because I've already mixed the first half, I'm going to add the other half. When I see it's well combined, then I'll stop. See how mine looks, my butter? Now I'm going to add the other half of the powder or the flour or the other ingredients, the dry ingredients that we mixed. And then I will mix again until well combined. Now I think my butter is well mixed. I'll remove my blender and then I scoop off all that is stuck on it. This shouldn't take long. Then when you're done scooping off all the remains of your butter or your dough on the blender, you can bring the chocolate chips. Now for the chocolate chips, you can use any amount depending on your preference. Some just like traces of chocolate chips in there. Others want to go crazy with chocolate. So if you want to go crazy with chocolate, the chocolate chips, you can use about 1 cup of the chocolate chips or 160 grams if you're measuring. For your servings if they are small, and you can just double those if your servings are more. Now I have my chocolate chips. I'm going to pour in. I won't put so many because I want to spare, and again I don't want a lot of chocolate in there, but I've used maybe about 180 grams. Then you mix them in and then make your balls. But before you do, you need to get a baking tray and line it with a grease-proof baking paper. That will help your chocolate chip cookies not to stick. When you're good to bake. But after you've lined them on the tray, like I'm going to do, as you can see, I've mixed my dough. Now time to use my hands. So if yours are not clean, you need to wash now. It's a bit cleaner now. You can start lining your tray. This is my grease-proof paper and this is my tray. Time for me to line it. Though my grease-proof paper is about to run out, it has actually run out. After you've laid it down on your tray, you start scooping out your dough to small servings. Remember the size, these cookies do not need the normal kneading where you press so hard and roll with a pin. No, you just have to make nice balls, because the bigger they are, the bigger your cookies are going to turn out. So because it depends on the size of cookie you want, that is the size of the dough that you put out. I'm using my scooper, and this will be how much I put on every cookie to get the same size. You can do this until your tray is filled, and as you're giving your cookies a personal touch, you can spread your chocolate well so that it's not in one place. And this is not messy, guys, so feel free to put your hands in and do these balls. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and telling friends. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Friends in UK, I'm now starting to see traces of you on the board. Thank you for watching. Lilian Kamalamu, thank you. I'm seeing the numbers rising. Now after you've done your balls and filled up the tray, remember you do this to the size of your tray. If it's small, round about now you're about to get done. But if it's big like mine and you have more servings, this will take you some bit of time to do. Now as you can see, my cookies are done. I've finished sizing them up and time for me to put them in the fridge for about 30 minutes. They'll go in the fridge with the tray so that when the 30 minutes are up, we can always start baking. This is not a hard thing to do, guys, and since we are approaching the festive season, you may have visitors coming over. Do the necessary and impress them with your cookings. Now I'm going to put mine in the fridge and then we should be able to bake in a short time. Guys, while the other cookies are doing their thing in the fridge, I'll show you how I scooped out mine and made round balls. You scoop out your dough, depending on what you're using to measure, and then you just roll it like this, making sure it sticks together and makes that good ball that you need. Because once it gets to the oven, it will enter as a ball, but then melt its way down to the size of the cookie. Now, this is how I've made my chocolate chip ball that I'll put away and then make another one. You do that until all your dough is finished. If you made too little, then you should be done by now. But if you made more, like I did, because the kids love these. If you're going to have them people over for Sunday evening or the Christmas time, the festive period coming up, you can always make these at home and add them to the snacks and treats that you're going to be giving to your guests. Guys, that's my paste, my dough for the chocolate chip cookies. Time to put it in the oven because the 30 minutes are up. Remember, you preheat your oven at 175 degrees and let them sit for about 10 minutes. They should be ready to take out nice and soft. We'll be able to check on them later. We'll be able to check on them later when the 10 minutes are up. Guys, the cookies are ready to serve. As you can see them, nice, soft and fluffy. These should go well with your tea in the evening. They should go well with your juice, say like on a hot evening. Yeah, this is how they would look, and they are good to serve. I'll just plate mine and show you later how I would present mine. After you've taken them out of the oven, you need to get a rack and let them sit and cool, and then serve them when they are cold. You don't want your guests or whoever is going to be having your cookies to get burnt. These are quite hot, so you let them sit on a rack and cool down before serving. I'll plate mine and show you how they look. Now my cookies are ready to plate and serve. Guys, you can serve these over the festive season and you see kids running and fighting to get a bite of this. Even adults, because there is not too much of the dark chocolate, they are really nice to have. I'll show you by breaking up one so you can see how they look inside. This is how my cookie looks, and I'm going to break it up, and this is how it would look. And guys, these are soft enough, you don't have to worry about your teeth breaking, and they will be delicious once you taste. Until next time, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. God bless. Bye bye.